Welcome, welcome, welcome. My name is Kiki, and I'm your first member of minority family going to college at a predominantly white institution tour guide. Please feel free to stop and interrupt me with any questions or concerns you may have during the duration of this tour. Okay? Great? Great? Let's begin, shall we? So, here at insert predominantly white institution, where the founder insert compliments of a white founder, led them to the creation of this school. So first on our tour is the School of the Arts. Anyone in the audience interested in the School of the Arts? Yes, okay, well, members of the school include the dance, music, and theater conservatories, photography, sculpture, painting, drawing, visual arts. And here you'll learn the processes, techniques, forms, and mediums of artists before you. Artists like Caravaggio, Da Vinci, Picasso, Mapplethorpe, Lang, Bogart, Pacino, Shakespeare, Sondheim, and so on and so forth. And if that sounded a little monochrome to you, that's because it is. Surprise, surprise! Here we learn about the classics, the ones who've been cemented in history, the ones who created the canons, not primitive or urban art, which is apparently viewed as the only thing minorities can create. But fear not, my tourist, for if you come across or find a faculty of color, a rarity, which you will find out soon, but if you do, you would have found a window into the realm of artists that look like you. You'll learn their stories, their techniques, their everything that will forever influence and change your own art for the reasons you came here to become and grow into the artist that you are. So, chin up, prospective students, and eat your chocolate bars of classics, and you may, like Charlie, find your golden ticket. So, next school is the School of Business. Again, anyone interested in this school? Yes, okay. So, business enthusiasts, what do you know about college diversity? Well, diversity, as we know it, means variety, and on college campuses, it means a variety of different people from different ethnic and racial backgrounds. PWIs like to promote diversity not only because they are in desperate need of it, but because they have a quota to make. Yes, my beautiful incoming freshmen, you are a number, a seat to be filled in order for these institutions to receive additional funding and or tax cuts by making that quota. Sadly, let me let you know the schools are a business, and their business is the responsibility to educate you. And you're paying out the wazoo to get it. I mean, you're paying salaries, amenities, questionable food, advertisements, etc. You keep the business running, so take pride in your token status and use it to your advantage. The next school up is the School of Natural and Social Sciences. Here is the School of Natural and Social Sciences. Any STEM people in the audience? Yes? Okay, great. I'm sorry. What is STEM? STEM stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, and Mathematics. It's the highest growing job sector in the United States, and yet minorities are highly underrepresented in this field, despite prior achievements in STEM. And this is a dire issue, not only because we're so highly underrepresented, but because high schools leave students so drastically unprepared for the entry-level courses in college for STEM that it completely deters students away from the major. Which leads me to my next school. This is the School of Education. So, future teachers, who can tell me what a fixed mindset is? Anyone? No one? Okay. A fixed mindset is the belief that intelligence is a fixed trait, that you are born with all the intelligence, talent, and creative ability that you will ever have, and it is impossible to change that. Many minorities are plagued with this mindset, often attending primarily minority-dominated schools that are so drastically deprived of resources necessary for the student to receive a full and proper education that they deserve, which can and is detrimental, often leaving the student unprepared for college if they so choose to go down that path, and leaving them internalizing that they are unworthy of higher education and that they are unintelligent because they do not, yes, possess the language and vocabulary to speak on certain topics, which is the whole which is the whole reason you go to college in the first place, which is to learn. But we all know the system is to blame. And there's no use denying that the system wasn't created for us to succeed. It is in fact quite the opposite, especially by making education so unaffordable. And for those who have to take out loans just to afford it, they're basically enslaved to these loan companies until they can repay the loan and the interest acquired upon it, which can take years upon years upon years upon years, which is entirely too much to think about, especially when you have so much work to do. And I do mean so much, because teachers really like to lay it on thick. I mean, they completely ignore the fact that you have other classes and other homework. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's entirely too much to think about. So when it gets to be too much, you can always go here. So here is the counseling center. Yes, we know the school can be overwhelming, and not only that, you have the weight of your family and your communities on your shoulders because they're so proud of you for taking the plunge into higher education that they may not have been able to nor decided to do for themselves. And not only that, I mean, you did decide to go to a predominantly white institution, so you may receive the occasional side-eye glance, racial comment, or true and/or microaggression from those who aren't exactly thrilled about your presence on this campus. But you can always take a trip to the counseling center. I mean, these aren't your regular high school counselors that left you drastically unprepared for all that would come with going to a PWI. I mean, like the possibility of you being the only person of color in your class, the lack of community on campus, and feeling like an outsider. Or maybe they are. I mean, again, you did go to a predominantly white institution, so there are seldom, if any, counselors of color. So you might have to deal with the white guilt of your counselors and the awkward stares of confusion from your counselors because they can't even begin to grasp or understand the issues that you deal with, nor effectively offer help for you to deal with them. So you leave feeling worse than you had if you had never gone in the first place. But don't worry, if all else fails, you can go to the gym. Yeah, at the gym you can build up those endorphins and neurotransmitters, natural antidepressants, and get into shape. I mean, who wants that freshman 15? Am I right or am I right? Yes, sir. No. No, students are not completely devoid of a sense of community on campus. We as a people are tribal. We band together with others that we view as similar to ourselves. So oftentimes minority students stick together and support each other through their college journey. But if you wanted something bigger than that, an HBCU would probably have been a better option. Yes, ma'am? What is an HBCU? HBCU stands for Historically Black Colleges and Universities. They foster communities for minorities to create, learn, and band together to be successful after college. I mean, you've got Hampton, Howard, FAMU, North Carolina, AT&T, Bowie State, Morgan, Spelman, Morehouse, and the list goes on and on and on and on and on. I mean, when you really think about it, why go to a PWI in the first place? Moving on. So, as we enter the end of this tour, I want you to know that I know it may feel like it's a lot, but I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you because it really is. You will be pushed and stretched to your limits, break those and pass them. You will be challenged, stressed, your emotional and mental health will be dragged through the mud, and you may feel alone. But it isn't all bad. I mean, this is really an amazing time for you. You have taken that next step into the person you want to become. And look around you. Look at the people in this tour. You are not alone. And you are here. And you're supposed to be here. And you will make it through. And it may be kicking and screaming and crawling your way there, but you will make it through. So hey, welcome to college.